Hey, what's up? Just want to thank you guys for watching our channel. Please hit that subscribe button. Why do you think it's, because I live this too, why do you think it's hard to have chemistry and not just get to the point where you have chemistry, but then not lose that chemistry? Because I was on groups that were together multiple years where maybe you had it, didn't have it year one, did have it year two, did have it year three, then didn't have it. And then once it's gone, it's gone. Why is it so hard in the NBA to just like have it and maintain it?
Lack of leadership. I think lack of leadership, transparency, men communicating amongst each other versus bickering and, people forming groups on certain teams when you're not getting the ball, or when you are getting the ball. So it just, like I said, if we all be men, communicate, sit down face to face and hash it out, I think teams will have a lot better chemistry. Man, there wouldn't be so much, so many teams that have, you call snakes on your team.
One of the things that I always find interesting when I talk to teammates of LeBron, and obviously one of the greatest players ever, don't really care where people have him ranked, but it's indisputable. Right. He's one of the greatest players ever. He's won a ton. He's put his teams in a position to win a championship. But every time I talk to people that have been his teammate, I'm always blown away with how they talk about him as a leader and as a teammate. And I think oftentimes the star player dictates a lot of the things we're talking about, the chemistry issues, right, or lack thereof in terms of issues, or, maybe there are issues, and it's so dependent upon the star player. And you guys won a championship in 2020. That was a fucking insane year for everybody. Yeah. But your just overall experience with Bron in LA in terms of him as a teammate and leader.
He's one of the best, not just on the court, but off the court as well. Like you said, his leadership role. But the way he does it, he approaches every day with so much discipline. Him and KG have a lot of similarities. So they're never going to miss a beat. They're not going to go to the weight room. They have the proper diet. And what I love about him mostly, just as KG as well, is a lot of team bonding. He's all for team. He's all for family. You see it, in his daily life as his father and his role in his own family's life. So he kind of has that same role and mindset that he takes on with his team. Like I said, whether it's a team dinner, whether it's a bowling event, whether it's, going to the club. I mean, it's always something where everyone's included. And I feel like that is a bigger reason why his teams are successful.
When you were talking earlier about trying to beat the other coach, you were playing against the other coach, and not the players. When you competed against LeBron in the Eastern Conference,
he was the
player
coach.
He was the guy you were competing against.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely. Yeah, and then the same thing with Kobe. I would say the same thing with Kobe. Yep.
Yeah.
Those two guys, if I can somehow, some way outplay those guys, I feel like we had to win. And that's just how I approached it. It wasn't like I felt like I was going to do it on my own, but in my mind, when I went to sleep the night before the games, it was like, if I could, put my handprint or my fingerprints on this particular part of the game, I think we'll have a chance to win. If I can do this, if I could maybe talk to P a little bit more in the pick and roll coverage, if I could tell KJ and show a little bit more on LeBron, it was always going. It was something, obviously, just like boxing. That's why I love boxing so much. It's always about countering and who can figure out who the quickest and make adjustments.